Hello YouTube and welcome to Texas, site to this round of the Hooters, the NRSL Hooters series. Been a while obviously, as you can tell. Either way, we're here at Texas for round number 2. I believe this is first race of round number 2 if I remember correctly. Either way, front row today, Kyle Matthews recently eliminated from title contention in round 1. Alongside on the pole is Chris Louvier. Mary Shelley, Matt Duncan, row 2. Dylan Thoreau, Eric Powers, row 3. Matt Dixon, Kyle Collins in row 4. With Seth Cole and Jessica Shelton, row 5. Was that row 5? Yeah, that is row 5. Okay, wow. So with that, here's the rest of your starting grid as I go through the points of the 12 drivers who are still still eligible for the title, I should say. Kyle Collins, William Duncan, Charles Sanford all enter in a three-way tie at 6,045 points with their 3 wins in the regular season and round 1 combined. Max Newer, Time Pollard, both with 2 wins, are tied for 4th at 6,030 points. And the rest of these drivers all with 6,015 points for 1 regular season or playoff points or playoff win. I think it's all regular season for these guys. Preston Plord, Sky Commons, Alex May, Chris Louvier, Henry Powers, Stephen Pollard III, and Maxwell Chan. Those cars still hold on, here's command.
Drivers, start your engines!
What I was going to say is you can still tell who are the 12 drivers eligible because they will be the ones where a majority of their car is in white and orange trim for the paint schemes. We will carry 8 onboard cameras today, if need be. Those will be carried by the 00 of Kyle Collins, carrying the Chevy onboard. The 6 of William Duncan, carrying the Pennzoil onboard. The 9 of Charles Sanford, the Dodge onboard camera. Max Neuwirth, the Geico onboard camera. Preston Plord, the Ford onboard camera. Sky Commons, the Dollar General onboard camera. And Alex May, the Coast Guard onboard camera. Apparently has bumper cam by accident. See the back of the field with some interesting tailing issues here. Looks like they will catch up just fine. Pace car is off. And we're set to go racing for 34 laps here at Texas. And we are green. No, and Framey. Wow. Oh boy. This is going to be fun. Chris Louvier jumps out to the early advantage here. Mary Shelley clears for 2nd. And the battle is for 3rd as they go down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Look at the back of the pack, 3 wide here between the 59, 20, and the 99. And there's a couple of chasers in the middle of 3 wide. Stephen Pollard III, William Duncan on the outside there. They'll sort that out, it looks like, going into 3. Yes, they will. Matthew Marias was the car on the inside. And Duncan contacting their smoke in front. And Mary Shelley and Duncan's in it. Time Pollard's around. Ben Neuwirth in big trouble on the front straightaway. Big one at Texas. Involves the the pole sitter, I should say, not the points leader. And Maxwell Chan is on his lid. Amanda Shelley involved. Duncan smoking. Bruno, Patterson, Powers, James, Pollard, Louvier, May, Zorline. Marias is in it. Neuwirth, Time Pollard. Countless drivers involved. Jerry Shelley's in it. As everyone will take advantage here and pit. They all had to pit at least once. And under the caution, Dylan Thoreau now will lead the lap. Eric Powers led back to the stripe. And time to see who's going to do what on pit lane and who's going to... It's going to be fuel only for the 12 and the 38. This could be troublesome for people. As Eric Powers wins the race off pit lane. Then Dylan Thoreau, Matt Dixon, Kyle Matthews, and Matt Duncan, the top 5 off pit lane. Let's take a look back at what happened here to start this one. And we're back. Here's what happened. You'll see they're going to be 3 wide entering turn 3. That's not a problem. What becomes the problem is what Dylan Thoreau in the Supercuts Dodge decides to do. He shoves Eric Powers into the corner, then peaks low and is going to make it 4 wide through turn 1 and 2. And Louvier makes contact with the right rear of the 7 up until while they go, and Shelley's car goes around. And it's going to be Louvier's car that actually starts a lot of the other mess. We'll see that in a moment. But there's William Duncan gets involved. There's Brian Patterson, Bruno. There's Henry Powers. Card Pollard sneaks it through the middle there. Somehow in the 83. Same for Jeff James getting by on the outside of it. At least in that part of the wreck. Let's see, go through this a little bit in full speed here. Do they get through this part? Oh my god, they did. That's a miracle. Okay, wow. So then, like I said, up farther ahead is where Chris Louvier kind of helps set off the other chain of events. So Louvier actually gets by with a lot less damage than I thought he did originally, especially for where he was in this. There's Amanda Shelley. There's Maxwell Chan. Let's see, watch him and see how he gets on his roof here. So I'm very curious of this. Here he hits the wall. There's Time Pollard sliding across the track. So far so good. I mean, this is pretty normal. Oh my! Oh! Amanda Shelley just comes across the track. Still looking for how Maxwell Chan ends up on his lid here. 22's... Oh no. Oh wow. Oh! Whoa! Okay. Amanda Shelley just landing on top of the 60, flips it over. How did Amanda Shelley's car come across the track? Oh no, oh my. Oh my. Cuts across the grass. And who's pit stall? Oh, right into the... Who's the pole sitter? Oh, wow, Matt Balding. Balding, sorry. Matt Balding's car, just nowhere to go. Oh, I think that was Louvier's pit crew that the 22 just took out too. Jay Stella's there. Luckily, this was early on. No pit crew members on that wall at all ready to service that car. Oh my. That could have been ugly. Let's see, do we have a better view of whose pit stall this was? That was the 41's pit crew. Oh my. So with that, let's see, let's take another... Let's look at the 34. And then we'll take some onboards here real quick. Onboard William Duncan. Onboard Max Newer's car. Thing is, wrecking behind him, not over yet, still has to guide his way through some cars here. And finally on board Alex May. And we are back. Drivers out of the race after that incident. Jerry Shelley, Preston Plord, Henry Powers, Amanda Shelley, Maxwell Chan, Levin. That is Matt Balding, William Duncan, and Mary Shelley. 4 chasers taken out in that one, being the 16, 90, 60, and the 6. Field rundown here for the restart. Eric Powers is the leader as he is first off pit lane, then Dylan Thoreau, Matt Dixon, Kyle Matthews, and Matt Duncan, top 5. Charles Sanford, Jessica Shelton, Zach Kreller, Kyle Collins, Johnny Gardner, the top 10. Jay Stella, Cosmic Nova, Seth Cole, Sky Commons, Stephen Pollard III, Sam Young, Mason Powers, Jordan Davis, Max Newworth, Card Pollard, the top 20. Other chasers, running positions, Alex May, 23rd. Time Pollard in 31st, Chris Lubier 32nd, and last car running right now is Matthew Morris in 34th. Green flag back out. We're underway once again on lap 11. Let's follow 34. Looks like he's going to be out the pace. Just make sure that people get by him at least a little bit. Once he kind of gets shoved up to the outside, then we'll stop watching as Kyle Collins nearly gets blocked in. Sky Commons does get blocked in down the back straightaway. Same for Max Newworth. Alex May kind of getting blocked in behind the 34. Sky Commons still stuck behind the lat car. This is not helping his chase hopes. I mean, granted, this is only round 1 of this, race 1 of this round, but unfortunately in this round is a massive wild card in Thornton. You don't want to use your mulligan up here like 4 drivers already have. Sky Commons still can't get around him. There's his teammate. No contact is made there and finally gets by the 34. Back up front, Charles Sanford's worked his way into the top 5 as new leader is Dylan Thoreau in the 12. 3 wide there, Matt Dixon, Jessica Shelton, Zach Kreller. A little bit contact between the 8 and the 98. They get off each other there and we stay green. Everyone's staying in the right direction. Matt Duncan, the rookie, now side by side with 2 rookies actually up front. Charles Sanford saying enough of that. I want win number 4, or at least to lead some laps here and get some bonus points. Drivers should be good on fuel now, so it's just about positioning yourself for that, for where you want to be come the end of the race here. And 3 wide is not the way you want to be. I don't think you can make it work, but you have to be careful. And you don't want to be rubbing doors like some of these drivers are getting really close to doing, because if you rub doors, that leans yourself close to being 4 wide, especially if someone just peeks the nose in there. So we saw with that first wreck, kind of like right there, contact and Matt Duncan up the track. Loses a ton of ground outside the top 10 now. Still 3 wide. Kyle Matthews, Matt Dixon, and Eric Powers. As lap traffic, the 17, I noticed him and I didn't mention it before that. I am so sorry. As Brennan Patterson gets in the way of the leaders. And big losers out of this. Kyle Collins, Stephen Pollard the third right now. Still getting held up behind the lap car. As the leaders passed Matthew Marias, next up would be Jonathan Zorline. Marias way off the pace. Not even in 4th gear. Kyle Collins finally gets around the lap traffic, as so does Stephen Pollard III. But damage has been done as Charles Sanford leads a 3-car breakaway up front. Kyle Matthews now is going to make a peek inside fellow Dodge, as Jonathan Zorline will be the next lap car that they will encounter. He's about straight away ahead right now, at least. Battle on track. The best battle on track right now is between these 4 cars: Dylan Thoreau, Matt Duncan, Jessica Shelton, and Matt Dixon. And Sam Young in the top 10. The story being here, Sam Young still looking for that elusive first top 10 of his Hooters Series career in his rookie year. It's been, I think this is race 30 or something now that we're working. And he has yet to get a top 10. Could today be the day for that 3M Ford for Roush Racing? And Sam Young, a former Daytona... Was it? Yeah, former Daytona 500 champion in the Cup Series. Having a troublesome rookie season down here. So a battle here between Jessica Shelton, Matt Dixon, and Dylan Thoreau. As we go back up to leaders to check in on Jonathan Zorline, who's only about 20 miles an hour off the pace. Nothing like Matthew Morais, who is still just cruising around only in 3rd gear on this racetrack at 155 miles an hour, while the leaders are at 190 as they go off into turn number 3. Kyle Matthews, though, will get the better line here as the 3 leaders caught Jonathan Zorline. Sanford and Powers get the losing end of that deal as they get held up behind the 77. The next four lead cars here is the 12 and the 50 are side by side, and they catch the 77. The 12 will get by no problem. 50 a little bit of gets held up a little bit, and the big problem is going to be for the 8 of Matt Dixon, who gets held up a massive bit behind the 77 as they come off turn number 4. As the 3 leaders pass the 34, Dylan Thoreau goes into the 34. Oh. Wow, that was a stupid move by Matthew Morais. Absolutely just takes out Dylan Thoreau from 4th position. And that car is at dangerous speeds. It's finally into 4th gear. With the assistance there. Get that car off the track. Thank goodness the officials do, and he's down on pit lane. And I hope that they look at that car to make sure he gets fixed before coming back out here, because that car is way off the pace. As now more lead cars pass the 77 Jonathan Zorline. There's Max Neuwirth there in the 4. Saw him get by the first wreck, currently running in the top 20. Nice to see him get past round 1 and hoping that he can build on this for round 2. Meanwhile, back up front, Charles Sanford, Kyle Matthews battle once again for the top spot. But the lap traffic has made this now a 5-car battle for the race lead, as Matt Dixon and Jessica Shelton are back up in this battle now, as they catch once again the 17 Brendan Patterson, only 167 miles an hour, and Kyle Matthews again gets a massive run around the outside, and trouble as Jessica Shelton goes around trying to get around the lap traffic. Oh boy, oh god, wow, that was close. Caution flag flies once again, and look out, oh my. Chris Louvier gets the wall because he didn't hit the brakes. So yellow flies once again here, and the lap traffic proving to be dangerous tonight, or today. With that, I don't think there's really need to take a look at the replay. Really saw what happened there. Jessica Shelton came up to the outside line trying to get around the lap traffic, and unfortunately the 06 was there. Spotter didn't give the clear in time, and oh, whoops. That's just trying to get back in spot, and people really need to be telling their spotters need to be communicating here, guys. Come on. 98's trying to get back to their spot in line. They were 6th or so coming across the line for the caution flag. I understand spinning, but they still get their spot back. I mean, spotters are just being, um, I don't want to say the word. They're not communicating well enough to get these guys where they need to be and actually say that they are, say who's needing to get by them. So either way, with that, we'll go back to the restart. We'll come back for the restart here, and hopefully we don't lose any more cars, other than maybe some of the lap down traffic, as the 34 has retired from the race, thank goodness. And we are back. The 88 of Mason Powers retired under the caution, and we're going to have a restart under 5 to go here. Kyle Matthews leads over Charles Sanford, Eric Powers, Matt Duncan, Matt Dixon, Sam Young, Jessica Shelton, Kyle Collins, Stephen Pollard III, and Johnny Gardner the top 10. Looking for the other chasers, Max Neworth in 15th. Sky Commons is in 20th. Chris Louvier 24th. Alex May 25th. And Time Pollard in 29th. Pace car is off. And we're underway, and Kyle Matthews with a 1-car advantage already just on the restart because of the lap traffic. And who's going to be the biggest loser out of all this from the lap traffic, right? Actually, Brendan Patterson does a great job getting out of the way. Unfortunately, Jessica Shelton with the damage from the last wreck going to be a little bit out the pace, it looks like. So that's going to be unfortunate for them. Great run, just lap traffic playing a nuisance today. Cost them a good run. Battle between two chasers here. Kyle Collins, Stephen Pollard III battle inside the top 10. And just like that, already just 3 to go. Sam Young trying to hang on to a top 10 spot. Currently in 8th. Going to be 3 wide for it as they come off turn number 2. And looks like we might have a battle shaping up front. We might just have one. Charles Sanford trying to close in on the 38 of Kyle Matthews. Kyle Collins not wanting to have him win that easily. Going to try and get there. Does he have enough time as there's 2 to go from Texas Motor Speedway. Sanford is there. Makes the move on the 38 as they go down the back straightaway. Kyle Matthews, though, pulls ahead of the 9 as they went down into turn number 3. Tried to close the door and wasn't very effective at it, but effective enough as off turn 4 and taking the white flag is Kyle Matthews first. Matt Duncan makes a peek on the 9. Matthews up the track. Does Sanford have anything for him? Down the back straightaway for the final time. Through 3 and 4. And not going to get there. Around too late. Kyle Matthews claims win number 2 on the season in the Great Clips Dodge. Sanford second. Collins comes home 5th as a chaser. Pollard in 7th as well. So 3 chasers in the top 10. And Sam Young's done it. He finally gets a top 10, his first of the season here at Texas Motor Speedway. Only took him 30 races. But Kyle Matthews is the winner today. Unfortunately, you see it down there. I'm just catching it. Jessica Shelton falls down to 19th after the late race wreck there. I feel bad for anyone that got messed up by lap traffic today. That is absolutely terrible, especially the 34 and the 17 with how far out the pace they were. 32 cars finished today out of the 42 that started. You see it down there at the bottom who were the retirees and anyone below 28. Top 10 today, Kyle Matthews, Charles Sanford, Matt Duncan, Eric Powers, Kyle Collins, Matt Dixon, Stephen Pollard III, Cosmic Nova, Johnny Gardner, and Sam Young. I would like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. And I'd just like to thank you for watching. And I'm sorry for the long wait there. I mean, just you'll have to bear with it at least for the rest of the season. I don't know how my schedule's going to be with all this, but I do plan to at least finish the season out and then try and go through next season. Next season should be able to progress a little bit easier. I hope that my school load might not be as heavy and would allow it a little bit easier. Either way, thank you for everything, and I'll see you next time.